All right, we're here. We're live. Let's get the party started. Excuse me, my voice is a little out of it today. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to another edition of Monday Night Live. I'm your host, Jordon Cox. Come on in. What's up, everybody? How we doing? We got a decent weekend of racing and last week of racing to chit-chat about and talk about. So come on in. And let's get this thing started. How we doing? How we doing, everybody? Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here. It's always appreciated. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Gotta do this real quick. Copy that. Put it over here. See if that works. Still working through some tech stuff here to get things going a little differently on the screen. There we go. Dave, hi. How you doing? Don, hey. How's it going? Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you coming in and spending some time here on your Monday night. Appreciate you spending some time here with me on your Monday night. Get this situated over here. There you go. Nicholas beat me to it. Happy belated Father's Day to the dads. Hope all the dads had a great Sunday. Sorry, I'm getting over a little bit of a head cold, so I might sound a little funnier than normal. Try not to sniffle directly into the microphone today. Wally over on Facebook, hi. Matt, hi. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it here. We're going to start off with our Dirt Track Untold drivers and their results over this past week since we have last talked to each other over here, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook. Guys, come on in. Here we go. Wednesday night at Action Track this past week, Mr. Billy Pauch Jr., birthday boy for today as well. Happy birthday to Billy Pauch Jr. He would pick up the win in the Speedster feature over at Action Track. BP3 did not have that great of a night. Looks like he finished 13th. I don't know what the cause or reasoning was for that. I don't know if they were having some issues with Billy's car, but Billy Jr. would pick up the win in the Speedster. Thursday night over at Airborne Park Speedway, Mike Mahaney, he would finish third at Airborne after an interesting evening. As far as I saw, had some issues and was able to rebound, bring it home in third at Airborne on Thursday night. Friday, once again, for the second race for Billy in a row, he'd pick up the win over at Georgetown Speedway in the first of the Twin 20s that Georgetown had on Friday night. So Billy Jr. picking up the win in the first 20 and then a third place finish in the second 20. Also on Friday night, Mike was racing up at Albany Saratoga Speedway. Didn't have that great of a night. Came home 12th. A little bit of a, just didn't look like they were able to get things going on the 35 Friday night at Albany. Just kind of a stuck where you were kind of night. Saturday, Mike wasn't racing. Billy was supposed to race in New Egypt. New Egypt rained out for like the 18th straight week. Just a rough time over at New Egypt Speedway trying to get shows in. But yesterday, on Father's Day Sunday, Mike would be racing the Short Track Super Series race at Devil's Bowl Speedway, where he would pick up a 5th place finish. Looked real good. Devil's Bowl, real racy. I haven't watched many features at Devil's Bowl, but the few that I have watched were very boring, especially for a daytime show. This was not the case. They did a great job on the racetrack. It was very racy. Top, middle, bottom. Guys were racing all over the place, and it was a good show. And Mike was real racy himself, picking up a 5th place finish. Billy was at Bridgeport yesterday. Did not fare as well. I just watched the video, actually. And they had some driveline issues in the feature event, and he only made it about a lap. And so he was credited with a 19th. So a DNF for Billy Pauch Jr. yesterday. So that is your Dirt Track Untold driver roundup. When it comes to the boys of the Dirt Track Untold team and their results for this past week, we'll just get right into their schedule, upcoming schedule for these guys. Popping up on the screen here for you. Make it bigger, cover half my face. You'll have Billy and BP3 over at Action Track Wednesday. You have Mike at Lebanon Valley. That is a Super Dirt Car Series race at Lebanon Valley, I believe. Thursday. And then Friday at Albany, Saratoga for Mike, his regular Friday night racetrack. And New Egypt Speedway for Billy on Saturday. Mike will be running Devil's Bowl Speedway on Saturday. I did not see what that was for. Just regular old, some sort of event going on for Devil's Bowl. And same with Glen Ridge Speedway for Mike on Sunday, the 22nd. So that's where the Dirt Track Untold team will be this upcoming week. I'll leave that up there a little bit for you guys to take a look at. Move it over. I'll move my face over this way a little bit. But yeah, if you were lucky enough to watch the Short Track Super Series race at Devil's Bowl last night, like I was on Flow, courtesy of Flow Racing, really racy feature event. Matt Williamson picked up the win. Friesen got up there and was looking like he might have something for Matt towards the end of the race. Once they got into lap traffic, but then the caution came out, and honestly, you would think that would help Friesen, but I think he needed the lap traffic to slow Williamson down to get by him, and it just didn't. Once they got the restart, Williamson took off, and that was all she wrote with that one. But a good show. Good show overall. There's your schedule there. Let's see. So that's your Dirt Track Untold results and what they have coming up on the schedule to look forward to this week. Oh, I forgot to put that up there. That's okay. Let's see here. Since we're talking about modifieds, we'll stick with the modified talking here. Speaking of the Short Track Super Series, their next race is, and speaking of New Egypt Speedway, as I was before, the Short Track Super Series will be back in action next Tuesday at the New Egypt Speedway for the Dirty Jersey race at New Egypt Speedway for the modifieds and the sportsmen. So June 24th, Tuesday, June 24th. You can catch all these guys racing. Once again, I believe both Billy and Mike will be there, if I read the schedule correctly. If I didn't, I will correct myself next week. Sorry, my stuff is a little disorganized this week. Stick with the modifieds and the results for this past week. Actually, I'm going to put this up real quick because Don just made the greatest point right now. Don, please no more rain. I agree. I couldn't agree more, Don. Please, please. Looks like we're going to get rain up here, at least in the Northeast and where I'm at. Looks like we're getting some rain here early in the week, and then later in the week, it actually looks like it's going to be clear. So, hopefully that's the case. And that'll be good for us. Ian Kennedy over on Facebook is asking, could we see Billy in a sprint car at New Egypt on October 10th? I'm going to say no, but I guess never say never. I don't want to say that Billy's sprint car days are behind him, but I don't want to say something that's completely wrong, but you never know. I'm going to say you never know. I don't have an answer for that. But that's the World of Outlaws show, if I'm remembering right. That you're talking about. And I don't think that's on the radar. But again, I also didn't think that he was going to be getting into a late model at any time in his career, and apparently he's doing that. So, I guess, like I said, never say never. But that's a great question. Mark that down for something that we need to ask Billy. Oh, here we go. Dad for the win. BP3 broke the chain after some contact. There we go. So that's what happened to BP3 at Kutztown on Wednesday. Thanks, Dad. Oh, he's coming in clutch. Now I can take the comments and put them on the screen too so people can know. All right. Utica Rome, they raced last Wednesday at Utica Rome. It was a 358 modified special. It's the 358 modified series that they got going on up there. Matt Williamson picked up the win at Utica Rome on Wednesday, this past Wednesday over Peyton Talbot. And then we have Airborne Park, which we talked about. Mike Mahaney finishing third. Matt Williamson also won that race. That was a Dirt Car 358 race. It was Matt Williamson, Felix Waugh, and then Mike Mahaney. Utica Rome, their regular event on Friday. Stuart Friesen, Alex Jankowski, and Justin Wright were the top three at Utica Rome on Friday night. A lot of racing on Friday night. A lot of results here on Friday night, which was nice to see that we had some racing. Let's see here. The winner at Ransomville on Friday was Gary Lindbergh. Penn Can, Darwin Green would pick up the win at Penn Can. Will Shields was the winner at Outlaw Speedway. Kerry Kerry Terrence was the winner at Mohawk International Raceway on Friday night. We already talked about Billy winning the first Twin 20 at Georgetown on Friday. Danny Buck would pick up the win in the second Twin 20 event, with Billy finishing third at Georgetown on Friday night. Sean Shaw would pick up the win at Can-Am Speedway on Friday. Matt Caprara would pick up the win at Brewerton Speedway Friday night. Tyler Dipple picked up the win over at Big Diamond Speedway Friday night. David Hebert was the winner at Autodrome Granby. Justin Stone picked up the win at Albany Saratoga Friday night. Richard Smith would pick up the win at Accord Speedway on Friday night. And then a little bit of racing that was done on Saturday in the area. Thunder Mountain would see, wow, sorry, I'm going to mess up your last name. Brandon Locks? Picked up the win over Jimmy Zacharias and Cody Higbee at Thunder Mountain. Gary Lindbergh picked up the win at Merrittville over Pete Bicknell and Mike Bowman at Merrittville Speedway. Lebanon Valley, Andy Bicchetti would pick up the win. Oh, they have two features at Lebanon? Two features, Lebanon. Chris Curtis picking up the win over Brett Haas and Andy Bicchetti in the second feature here. First or second, I'm not sure which is first. Peter Britton picked up the win at Land of Legends over Matt Williamson and Eric Rudolph. Fulton Speedway, Billy Dunn would pick up the win. Fonda was won by Cody Clark over Stuart Friesen. Danny Creedon would pick up the win at Afton Motorsports Park. Lance Willocks would pick up the win at Glen Ridge Motorsports Park on Sunday. And then we talked about the short track Super Series race at Devil's Bowl. That was won by Matt Williamson. And the Bridgeport modified feature was won by Cale Ross. We were talking about how Billy had some woes in that feature, but Cale Ross picked up the win at Bridgeport yesterday. So congrats to all the winners in the modifieds. Let's do some national stuff here. The High Limit Series. Back on this past Wednesday, the High Limit Series ran. And Buddy Kofoid would pick up the win. He would pick up the win in the Eagle Nationals at Eagle Raceway. Buddy Kofoid over Anthony Macri and Aaron Reitzel. $55,555. Corey, thank you. Lebanon Valley also has 358, so that's why there was some different drivers in there. Okay, that's my bad. See, normally I go through this stuff like way in advance, but like I said, this weekend was a rough one for me. And normally I would have been like, oh, let me see why there's multiple winners here. So, thank you. So 358. So who was the 358 winner? Imagine 358s was Chris Curtis, and then the big blocks was Andy Bicchetti. My apologies there, guys. But thank you, Corey. Appreciate it. But yes, High Limit Series, $55,000. Look at that over at Eagle Raceway. So congrats to Buddy Kofoid for picking up the win. Next up for the High Limit Series, they will be racing 3-day event, June 26th through the 28th at the Lucas Oil Speedway in Missouri. World of Outlaws, they were at Knoxville this past weekend as David Gravel would pick up the win on Friday night. And then Saturday night, go to Corey Day as he survived a late race charge from David Gravel. So Corey Day picking up the win on Saturday night. So congrats to Gravel and Corey Day. Next up for the World of Outlaws sprint cars they'll be heading to Houston Speedway. Wow, dang. $100,000 to win. They will head to Houston Speedway. This is nuts. Wow. A lot of money on the line here for the World of Outlaws sprint cars. The Houston's Hustle, June 18th through the 19th. Sweating. $20,000 to win. Prelim sets the stage for a $100,000 prize on Thursday. Then on June 20th through the 21st, it's another $20,000 prelim prize before Saturday's finale hands out a whopping $250,000 to the winner. Dang. So Houston is the one to watch coming up this weekend for the World of Outlaws sprint cars. So a lot of money on the line. Holy shnikes. So that's the one to watch. All right, and then let's get into the USAC guys here, because we are going to be up here in our neck of the woods in the Northeast here. We're going to be having the USAC Eastern Storm coming up. But let's go over the results here real quick. Their last run was at Red Hill Speedway. Red Hill Raceway, sorry. Logan CV would pick up the win at Red Hill Raceway. Logan CV over Kyle Cummins and Chase Stockton. And next up for the USAC National Sprint Cars will be the Jesse Hockett Classic over at Grandview Speedway. And boy, howdy, if you are looking for something to go watch, it is that opening. It is that Eastern Storm opener at Grandview. You talk about a show, those boys put on a show that first night. Like, dang. If I can recommend any show to anybody, it's that one. So that you guys can see. I got to pull up this. I got the schedule here. Hang on one second. I will pull up the schedule for the Eastern Storm. I did not. Just give me 1 second to put it in here. I got it. Hang on. Hang on now. I got it. Boom. Let's make it not so big. It needs to be big, but not that big. There we go. Boom. So there's your Eastern Storm schedule for the USAC National Sprint Cars. So you're going to have them, like I said, first night's at Grandview Speedway, tomorrow night at Grandview. So great show to kick it all off. Then they're going to be at Bridgeport on Wednesday. So good for Bridgeport getting that show. That'll be a good one. And then there'll be a Big Diamond on Thursday, Williams Grove on Friday, Port Royal Saturday, and then finishing it up at Action Track at Kutztown. Woo! Dang. That's going to be one hell of a show to close that one out. Holy shnikes. And then if you want to see some modifieds racing, you get to watch modifieds will be joining them. They should be joining them at, looks like, Grandview. Big Diamond. And Grandview and Big Diamond. Not a Bridgeport. So you can watch a little bit of modifieds racing too. But yeah, Eastern Storm. It's a big ticket item up here. Always a great show. I love, like I said, I have one of the best features I've ever seen was at Grandview, with the Eastern Storm, with the USAC guys coming in. Great stuff. Great stuff. So I'll leave that up there for a little bit. Everybody take a gander at that. Guys, don't forget, it's Billy Pauch Jr.'s birthday today. Billy Pauch Jr.'s birthday today. So happy birthday to Billy. Make sure you guys drop a comment. I already have a couple comments in here on Facebook. Frank says happy birthday, Billy. Let's see here. Ed is checking in from Melbourne, Florida. Ed, I'm doing great. Thank you. Dennis says hello, hi, and watching from Indianapolis. Happy birthday, Billy Pauch Jr. There we go. Don't forget to wish Billy a happy birthday, guys. There you go. See? Nicholas says happy birthday to you too, Billy. Even though I know he's probably not watching. He's probably doing something more important than this. Happy birthday, Billy. So there's that. Let's see. We talked about the Super Dirt Car Series being at Lebanon Valley Speedway Thursday, because Mike will be racing there. That's the Mr. Dirt Track USA event. $15,500 to win. $1,000 to start. And a guaranteed starting spot for the Billy Whitaker Cars 200 at Super Dirt Week. So go get that one, Mike. That's an important one to go get. We talked about the Short Track Super Series. Their next race is at New Egypt next Tuesday, the 24th, the Dirty Jersey event. Guys, if you want more exclusive content and more behind-the-scenes access to the Dirt Track Untold team, join Club DTU on Patreon. You can go to Patreon/Dirt Track Untold. The link is in the description of the video. You can get all behind-the-scenes access and early released merch, early access to merch, and release before it goes to the public. So don't forget to check out Club DTU on Patreon for the DTU team. We have a podcast upcoming for the Dirt Track Confessions podcast with Mandee tomorrow at 5 p.m. She had Jimmy Blewett on this week. Jimmy's always a great guest on podcast. He's a solid dude. I know this is going to be a good one, so you don't want to miss it tomorrow on Dirt Track Confessions on all the podcast platforms, and I believe it'll probably be dropping on the YouTube channel as well. Definitely dropping on the YouTube channel. So you don't want to miss that one with Jimmy Blewett. So that'll be dropping 5 p.m. tomorrow. Also, a reminder that the Pauch Racing Open House will be July 20th. So we are just over a month away from that happening. July 20th, the Pauch Racing Open House, open to the public. Got guys, come and hang out. There's a lot of information that's been posted on the Facebook page about that. So if you want to learn more about what's going on with that and the address and all that stuff, where you got to go, you can check out the Facebook page, the Dirt Track Untold Facebook page, and check all that out. It's a great event, a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff to do, a lot of cool people to talk to and hang out with. We'll all be there to chit chat and hang out. So just come, have a good time. There's new merch that's out and available. You can get Mike's merch on his website, MikeMahaneyRacing.com. Mike's really awesome new merch. Billy has merch on the Bob Hilbert website, along with BP3. And then you can get Dirt Track Untold merch like I am wearing right now. You can find that on the Dirt Track Untold website. Am I sweating through this? Dang. I'm sweating a storm. It's hot in here. It's really hot in this room. I should have thought about that. Got to bring a fan in here. Wally on Facebook also says happy birthday to Billy Pauch Jr. Thank you for dropping a happy birthday to Billy. Guys, let me get to the comments on here. Is USAC on flow? Dave asks, is USAC on flow? Yes, USAC is on Flow Racing. I just checked, so you'll be able to watch the entire week on Flow Racing. So you can check that out the entire week on Flow. Oh, Nick, I just answered that. Look at that. I was way ahead of you. But yes, you can watch all of the Eastern Storm on Flow Racing. Pauch Racing Open House is July 20th. 12 to 4. I'm going to go look. I believe that it is from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. There it is, 12 to 4. Sunday, July 20th. Tim, hi, from near Weedsport. Welcome in, Tim. Welcome in. Good to see you. This is the best question of it all, Don. Are you going? Yes, I will be. I'll be there. Absolutely. I didn't need to put that up there. But yeah, I'll be there. Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it. It's a great time to go hang out with a lot of local race car drivers in the area. All go because we can all hang out and BS about what we love. Driving race cars and hanging out and talking about race cars and doing all types of racing stuff. So sharing swapping stories back and forth, talking about what's going on this year and how everybody's doing, and you get a lot of legends there, a lot of racers from the past and that are there and swapping stories. Because you're gonna have Billy Sr. there. He's gonna be signing autographs and hanging out and taking pictures and stuff. So it's always cool to see some of the legends of the sport come in as well and sit there and talk racing. Just a lot of people that are all there to hang out, and we all enjoy the same stuff. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool time. So, yep, I wouldn't miss it. Sorry, I said I wouldn't sniffle directly in the microphone. I just did. What an idiot. Well, that deserves... We're going to put you up there, Dave. You're making the 5-hour drive. Let's go, bud. All right. Awesome. Well, if you see me, come grab me. I'd love to meet you in person. That's commitment right there. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have a good time. That's cool to hear. Anybody else coming? Who else is coming? And all the information you need is right on the Facebook. It's right on the Dirt Track Untold Facebook. The event is right up on the top of the screen there. You can see all the time, where it is. So all the info you need is right there. Or if you have any other questions, just come on into the chat here and we'll straighten you out. Let's see here. I think one more thing, and then we can. All right, Nicholas, you'll be there. All right, good stuff. All right, I've got the meme of the week, and then I've got one of our. I got a wreck. I don't want to call it a wreck of the week, but like one exciting video of the week here. Just give me 1 second here. I gotta pull it up on the screen. We're gonna switch screens here for a minute. As you see on the screen there, this was at Albany, Saratoga this Friday. One of the street stock drivers went for a ride off into turn one there towards the end of their feature event. If anyone was there or saw this already, I mean, dang. Our guy just... I don't know if something broke. Kind of looks like maybe a throttle stuck. But everyone's okay. So we'll leave with that. That everything I read, that the driver was okay. But dang. It was a hard one. Right off into the trees. See ya. Did a Dukes of Hazzard that didn't pay. That was not it was the bad ending of a Dukes of Hazzard one, right? God, I'm just... zigged when he, what do they say now? He zigged when he should have zagged, and if you French fry when you're supposed to pizza, when they say it in French fry when you're supposed to, yeah, I got it up here. Hang on a second, I had it too. Hang on 1 second. I had it like 2 seconds ago, and I moved it. No, I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Aurelia at Albany, Saratoga. But yeah, what was the famous line from South Park? When you French fry when you're supposed to pizza, you're gonna have a bad time. Well, this guy just, whoo. I'm thinking throttle stuck. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, as far as I've read everything, he was good. Just bad time. Bad time, man. Yeah, that was right. That was he sent it. That was a bad one. He said, I'm just gonna send it. Do I prefer tracks with an outside wall or without? Most tracks that I don't think I've ever raced a track. Did I ever race? Or at least in a big car. I don't think I've ever raced a track that didn't have an outside wall. Not that I can remember. Like I never ran big. I've never ran Big Diamond. Like it doesn't have a wall on the backstretch and stuff. I mean, in that kind of instant, I mean, that kind of shows what the bad thing that can happen. In that when there isn't a wall there. So one way or another, you're still tearing up your car. So you're either hitting a wall really hard, or it's I don't know. I don't think there's anything. I don't think you can really hold anything against a track that doesn't have a wall. But it'd be nice to not have something like that happen, whether you're flying off into no man's land. I don't know. I don't really have honestly, I don't think I really have an opinion on that. I guess I'd rather see a wall. Just like a personal preference, I guess. That there should be a wall there, but if they don't have one, not a big deal. Does look like, yep. Which has happened a lot there at Pocono. It's a great question. It's a great question. Does the wall, having the wall make it hurt because it's quicker, or are you gonna in that scenario, like now he's launching in the air and the car's maybe gonna flip over? I don't know. It's a tough one. It's really tough. I'm sure there's plenty of guys that'll argue at certain racetracks that I was there not being a wall there actually saved my car because I was able to just kind of go over the berm and come back up and save it. So there's plenty of guys that'll argue that certain tracks don't need a wall because if you get over the berm, you can just bring it right back on the racetrack. A wall changes the way you race a racetrack. So, like I said, I don't have a preference one way or the other. I think there's an argument you can make for either one. All right. Last but not least, our meme. My meme of the week stays on the wrecking theme here. This describes just about every race that I've been in. Especially in the crate division. Tower gives you one of those. All right, guys, let's have a nice clean race. Remember that you can't win it on the first lap. Well, here you go down in turn one, and everybody's wrecking. Everybody wants to win that race on the first lap. Well, there you go. Courtesy of the infield tractor tire. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys, let's have a good clean race out there. Turn one. Boom. Right there. Wrecking hard. Which, again, like I said, describes most crate races I've been in my life. All right, well, if we get some racing in this weekend, where's everybody going? Take the last couple minutes here, guys. Tell me where you're heading this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be going to the racetrack this weekend or not. I'm sure my wife will yell at me from the next room over. I know the crates are off in New Egypt, so I don't think I'm going to be going to New Egypt. But maybe we'll go watch Billy. But where's everybody heading this weekend? What do you got? Throw me a couple. Where are you watching? If you're not going to the racetrack, where are you watching? What are we watching? Dave is going to Fulton or Oswego. Okay, cool. Nice. So you're either going to be going dirt racing or asphalt racing. I like it. I like it. All right, Dave. I like it. Like having this or that option. Nick, you're coming to New Egypt next Tuesday. I like it. It'll be a good show. Damon going to Brewerton. Okay, nice. Nice. There you go. Rooting for Mike and Billy. That's what I like to hear. Well, they should both be there. Check my notes. Oh, it looks like we'll just have Billy. From what I have, maybe just Billy. Unless something changes here, unless a Mahaney wants to jump in and correct me. I only have Billy at New Egypt. But that might change. The schedule was made a while ago, so maybe that's changed and I have no idea. I have not. No. Your kid is a Stuart Friesen fan? That's okay. We're okay with Stewie around here. Matt on Facebook says, NES looks good finally. That's right, Matt. Might actually get some racing in this weekend. Yes, Dave, Mike is at Fulton on the 25th, so I would imagine that's why he's not running New Egypt. But you never know. Maybe he'll change his mind. I doubt it. There's probably a reason for it. He's not running the South Series, from what I understand, so there's no reason for him to. Well, I mean, I guess he's not committing to the South Series, so. From my understanding. There you go. Matt chimed in with one for you, MAK. Billy Sr. winning 5 in a row. Victoria 200. There you go. So there you go. All right, everybody. It's that time. Once again, I appreciate you all coming in, hanging out with me on a Monday night, talking a little bit of racing here. Still kind of working some things out through as we go through this. I appreciate you all supporting it, and whether you're watching it live here or you watch it later on, I appreciate it. And we appreciate you. So come back next Monday. We'll be live once again. Same time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll talk some more racing. Hopefully we're talking more wins for the Dirt Track Untold team. But hopefully just some good racing overall. And hopefully you get out to the races this week. Or you get to watch. Again, recommend if you are going to get out anywhere, go watch some of these the wingless guys, the USAC Eastern Storm coming up into this area. It's a great show, just about anywhere it goes, so go check that out. But wherever you're going, have a safe and fun time at the races. Hope to see you there. And yeah. Again, guys, that's going to be it for me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your week of racing, and I'll see you at the racetrack. I'll see you soon. All right. Have a good night, everybody.